So I want to take this time and share why I choose to endure singleness and embrace it, and I love it, and I don't mind waiting for as long as the Lord should have me to wait, because I have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding about what needs to happen while I'm temporarily single, and what needs to happen in my mate that God is perfecting and preparing for me. And also, I have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding about what I will compromise on, what I will not compromise on, and also that I will be the first one in my family to have one marriage, no separation, no divorce. And my children are all going to be by one father. Okay. So another thing, I get a lot of guys that ask me, why are you still single? I've even had some women in church who are already married now. And it's interesting what they're dealing with in their marriage, but I already see the root of their fruit in their marriage. And that encouraged me all the more to wait on God and don't marry no one who's not qualified by God and who is still spiritually premature or maybe stillbirth as well and is not my equal. See, so to the world, here's why Gabrielle is still single. I'm still single because to much given, much is required. I refuse to compromise and settle. I've met so many females in church that have been in ministry for years, and they have married either the counterfeit, prematurely, out of desperation, out of their feelings and emotions, out of ignorance, out of naiveness. I mean, the list goes on, out of insecurities, out of fear, out of anxieties. And when I tell you they are in a tangled up, raveled up, it's like a bunch of hangers just all tangled up together. So now they got to go back to God, just to get God's help to unravel all this stuff they done got entangled into. And that's going to be a journey because it may lead to a divorce. Hate to say it, but the truth is the truth. And so when I see all this going on in the church, and I don't know who has the higher divorce rate. Is it the church or the world? Is it neck and neck? I don't know. I got to do my research. But thus far, I've heard quite a bit of females that get involved for the wrong reasons and get married for the wrong reasons. I'm not the type of woman that's going to quickly tell a man I love him when I haven't looked in the spirit yet to see what am I loving on. What am I loving? What am I telling I love to? See, you got to think deeper than the surface, ladies. It's beyond his muscles. It's beyond his smile. It's beyond him knowing how to prophesy and speak into your life. It goes deeper and it's beyond love. The root to a kingdom marriage is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, not love. Because love doesn't pay the bills. Love doesn't do a lot of things. Don't get me wrong. Love is needed. That should be one of the roots in your marriage. Oh yes, without conditions. Love without conditions. You should let God mold you for that before marriage, not during marriage. So love without conditions is one of the roots to marriage, but that's not the basis. The root is wisdom, knowledge, understanding. You must be a person that's full of wisdom. You have to understand, why did God even create marriage? You have to have the knowledge of what is the intent, what is God's heart for marriage? What is his purpose and plans for marriage? What should marriage be exemplifying? Do you know that? See, I understand these things. And whoever wants to be in my life forever, a kingdom-minded man, not a religious-minded man, someone who is kingdom-minded, a kingdom citizen, someone who understands prophets, Because see, I know a little bit about myself. I may not know everything, but I do understand that if you are going to be married to a prophet, you have to be walking heavy. You have to be spiritually qualified, anointed, and graced by God for an interesting, unusual, crazy, strange, weird person who is called to the office as a prophet. Not anybody can marry God's prophets. That's why I'm still single. I get a lot of people, whether in ministry or not, that put in their resume, but spiritually, according to God's qualifications and even my heart's desires, even physically, they don't meet it. They're not qualified yet. And see, God has already been sharing with me things about my husband. So it's not like I don't know a little knowledge about who God is perfecting and preparing for me. I do. That's why I'm even all the more patient. Because see, for me, it don't take me long to catch what God is saying and then take off with it and do what he says do. So whatever is happening on my equals end, I'm keeping them covered in prayer. I thank God that it's already done. And I'm being patient because when I look at a lot of females in church that's married to the wrong person or did things out of their feelings and emotions or prematurely, I'm not going to be that statistic in the church. I'm not going to be that one. I refuse to. I will continue to let God teach me daily, deal with me about me, prepare me as his Esther, continue to cover and pray for my equal, and continue to get more knowledge, wisdom, and understanding about marriage before I do anything out of desperation, compromising and settling, fear, you name it, insecurities. That's not going to be my plate. See, this is not a game. I will not operate as a fool even when it comes to marriage. I'm going to do things with wisdom. I'm going to wait on God even if he say 10 years later. So be it. Be anxious for nothing. So that's why I love being single. Because see, marriage is another battlefield. It's beautiful, but it's only for those that are kingdom minded. See, it's for those that understand and have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding about marriage. You have to be selfless and be willing to exemplify the image of God and his son in your marriage. So with that being said, that's why Gabrielle is still single. I refuse to be like what I see in a lot of churches with the females marrying prematurely, marrying out of feelings and emotions, marrying out of religiosity, marrying out of ignorance and desperation, compromising and settling out of fear and insecurities and identity crisis. That will not be my portion. One marriage, no separation, no divorce for me in my house. I will be patient with God as long as he says so. It don't bother me. This ain't a game. This is a kingdom marriage God is preparing me for. Not a religious marriage. Kingdom. That's a big difference. I'll wait as long as I have to. So if you have any questions or comments about me and my singleness, the fun life too, because marriage is fun too, but that's a different ball game now. So that's only for the qualified by God. You have to be qualified in and through God for a kingdom marriage. And so if you have any questions, anything you want to ask me, feel free. I don't mind. I'm transparent. I love you and thanks for listening. God bless.